Hi, everybody, and welcome to the show. Tonight, we're going to do a recap of the Celtics. We will talk Bruins, and we will talk Patriots. We'll talk everything, really. But the Celtics pulled out a squeaker last night when they beat the New York Knicks barely, when it looks like the Knicks had took a last-minute buzzer beater to take the game, but they did not after replay, noticing that the light was on before the shot was off. So the Celtics pulled a heck of a game, rabbit out of their hat in that one. They got real lucky. Knicks gave them more than a run for their money, and the Celtics are just on fire right now. It's almost ridiculous. So anyway, being that as it is, I do want to let everybody know that the Rage line is back. You can call us, leave messages and questions, or scream at me, or do whatever the hell you want to do, because the Rage line is back and running. And let me just pull that number up for you, just in case you do want to call it. If you want to call the Rage line, you can call it. The number is 617-481-0692, I believe. Still getting used to that. Yeah, it's 617-481-0692. You call the Rage line, leave your comments or questions or rage or whatever the heck you want. Respond to the videos and everything. And, of course, at the end of the week, we play your responses here on our website, and we also rebroadcasted everything on YouTube and everything, so it will all be here. As for last week's questions that I received via YouTube, I know there was a lot of them. One guy brought up the fact, because I have a video up called WEI versus 98.5, the Sports Hub on YouTube, and he writes, so Dennis and Callahan get beat in the ratings, and someone comes up with the idea that being able to see them on cable would help. Well, he's right. He's right. I mean, it's not a bad idea, though. I mean, you put them on the TV. If enough people get into that or get interested, maybe they'll start listening on the morning. I don't know. I stopped listening, to be honest, to Dennis and Callahan, and that's not because they're a bad show. Okay, it really isn't. It's because I just can't stand the Republican stuff and the politics that they get into, and I just know for a fact that behind the microphone they're really a couple of racist assholes. So based on that, I can't listen to them. It just drives me nuts. But if you were to ask me, should they be taken off the air, I would say hell no. In fact, I've listened to the show, and they make a hell of a show, and I think it's very entertaining. Even though I don't like it, I like it. That doesn't make any sense, but that's how I feel. I'd rather listen to Toucher and Rich. But I'm not going to take anything away from Dennis and Callahan, because, their show is pretty good. It is quality. It's very good, actually. But I don't listen anymore. Saxman, I don't know how to spell this. Saxmaniak. Saxmaniac. Or Maniac. But it's Maniac. He said, you mentioned announcers with no enthusiasm. It's obvious that you've never experienced Bob Cole call a game. Well, I'll tell you what. Bob Cole is ridiculous, and I love it. I love it. And I know, and I wasn't saying that Bob Cole wasn't enthusiastic. I was just saying that overall, most announcers that you hear are very boring, and there's a very small few of unique or entertaining ones, and I just love the fact that in Boston we have Jack Edwards, and he is at the top of the list as far as entertaining goes, because he's a riot to listen to. I mean, I can't get enough of that crap from Jack Edwards. A couple other emails I've gotten, a lot of people telling me they love TNA versus the WWE. At this point, I mean, what you have right now, and I don't want to get into wrestling talk too much here, but what you have right now is a lot of people in wrestling, going from actually a lot of wrestlers in wrestling leaving the WWE because of the way they're being used and the way that it's set up. It's just not run right anymore. It's not the wrestling that it turned into. At one point, wrestling went from being a joke and a kids show to kind of morphing into this mainstream thing. After the 80s it was big, but it got bigger again in that late 90s boom with the WCW versus WWF. And after 2003, it's just all been downhill as far as I'm concerned. And now they just are really playing to the kids and parents. It's all about merchandising and making money, and they don't seem to care what they put out there anymore as far as I'm concerned. So I don't really watch anymore. Plus Shawn Michaels, HBK, he retired. And he was the last guy that was entertaining me. I mean, I don't care if you don't like wrestling. If you watch one of his matches, you might get into it. But anyway, moving on from fake wrestling. The Patriots beat the Dolphins again last week. So we had the Patriots on a roll as well, just looking phenomenal. They've given up 10 points in 2 games. I will take that defense to the Super Bowl. No, I'm not really that quick to say that. People start throwing the Super Bowl thing around. This team, there's something about this team that I'm not sure about. And I'm not saying I don't believe in them. I'm just saying, I don't know yet what's going on. I see something special. I really do. But when you see something special like you're seeing right now, you kind of just have to sit back and let it play out and see what happens. Are we going to be talking about they got eliminated in the playoffs, but wow, they impressed us? Or are we going to be talking about this miracle underdog, crazy team that just came out of nowhere in 2010? And the other thing is, can you really do that when you have a quarterback like Tom Brady anyway? But I'll tell you what, if the defense keeps playing like they've been playing the last 2 games, we will be talking about something. We'll be talking about how Brady just turned it up to being back to Brady the way he was during those championship years and just turning it on, and how this young rookie defense just came into its own by the end of the season and just dominated. I mean, that could be possible. We might be looking at that, but I'm not sure yet, so I'm not ready to say anything about a Super Bowl. We'll see how they do in the playoffs. As we learned from the Jets, you can't just put the trophy up in the air before you get there. Or eat the Hostess cupcakes before you have dinner if you're Rex Ryan. Someone was commenting on my Joe West. That's like last year's news. I don't know why we would be talking about that. I mean, my videos on YouTube stay up, so obviously we still get people talking about it. But I don't think that's information we really need to talk about. Some guy says, in regards to Phil Kessel being traded to Toronto last year, Leafs fans, just admit you lost the deal. 2 first-round picks. Come on, Kessel. Isn't that good? Come on, Kessel isn't that good. Go Bruins. And by the way, good video. The pimple jokes weren't that funny, though. Okay. Well, he doesn't think my pimple joke. Well, fuck you. I think the pimple jokes were the funniest thing about the video. Because the guy looks like it. Obviously, you must have a lot of pimples yourself. Okay? Coming from the XX Joker XX. Joker with a 3 instead of an E because he doesn't know how to fucking spell. But anyway, that's really all I want to talk about. Mention the Celtics. I think my prediction, I haven't even gotten to my prediction yet. We've gone on and on here. But my prediction then, we'll get to it right now. I predict that the Boston Celtics will win the NBA championship. They will beat the Miami Heat to go to the championship and beat the Lakers in Game 7. Same prediction as last year, except for this time I'm going to be right. I hope. Because if not, the Lakers win, and that would mean that they have more championships than my Boston Celtics, and that would not be good. So enjoy everything. Again, we have the Rage line up. I'll pull that number out for you one more time in case you want to scream at me. You will be on the show next week. 617-481-0692. Give us a call. Let us know what your picks are for the NBA season this year. And let us know why. Be detailed, man. And you will get on here. And you